Hello, my little potato chips. How are you? Wee Paddy from across the shock. And yes, it's Sunday Knife Chats with Paddy on a Monday. I didn't get it done yesterday. And I'm sorry, I don't do videos in advance. I just do them and then put them up. Never have really been one for banking a whole lot. Because my head changes so many times, it would just never. I'd have to redo it anyway. Anyway, let's not. Well, look, I've been having a little splurge on sack knives, making no apologies for it. 5 years I've done maybe two or three sack ones. Never really was impressed with them. But it's like everything else in this hobby for me, because I do a wide variety of knives from very budget to very high end. Well, maybe not very high end, but high end in my books, and everything in between, and from fixed blades to anything. So I've now changed my whole mind on Victorinox, and that's fine. I've got so many to show. I've got a couple out here. Two I'm going to unbox. I haven't seen them yet. I ordered them last week, and I've ordered so many recently, I can't even remember what I've ordered. But I've now got a good selection. I'm not going to buy many more now. I'll maybe buy vintage ones, which would be for my collection. That's probably what I'll buy. This is a pretty old one here anyway. And I'll tell you where I buy them from as well, and some other knives where I buy them, where I get them from, because I think that's always helpful, because especially here in the UK where we don't have a vast array of places to buy knives, it's nice if somebody lets you know where to get things. And it's a dealer that I've trusted now, because I bought a stack from him, and he actually sent me this a wee gift, which is lovely, absolutely lovely, and expects nothing for it. Expects nothing for it whatsoever. But he is going to get. I'm actually going to do a full review on the knives that I bought from him and why I keep buying from him, because that's quite important too. Etsy can be a strange place, much like eBay and everywhere else. You just have to be careful where you get from, and that's hard in the beginning. So a little bit of advice I think will help. Anyway, Victorinox. Why have I changed? One, I found out how useful a tool they are. I think I've spent more time in the house this year, and for little odd jobs around the house, having a knife you can just go. I mean, I recently just bought myself a new Leatherman, which is fantastic. If I'm going to do work, that's what I'm going to get. But lighter work around the house, it's nice just to have a knife sitting by your side, as something like this, sitting by your armchair. It can do any wee job that people bring to you. It's fantastic. But I'm going to change now the way I redirect people, or the way I answer people when they ask me questions. A lot of people ask you, Paddy, what's the first knife to buy for somebody, or what's the first knife to give somebody? And I'm going to have to say, it's one of these. They're sold by the millions throughout the world and have done for years. They're just fantastic little knives. Is the edge retention great? No, but it doesn't matter, because a strop or a wee quick sharpen on that there, and you can buy a wee stick to teach anybody, like a child sharpening. You can teach them in minutes how to put an edge back on a knife. Mightn't be the best edge in the world, but you want to know something? The more you do it, the better it gets. But you can teach somebody how to, and you're not frightened. This is an Alux. You can get it in just a solo. I mean, you can get all sorts. This week, to be honest with you, this week I have carried this wee knife more than any. This is the wee secretary or wee pen knife. I just call it the pen knife. And it's what, everybody considers a wee pen knife. Large blade, small blade. I've carried this most of this week, and I can honestly say I haven't wanted. I've even split cardboard box with that big one. So, I mean, when I split a cardboard box, it's 4 times down the sides, one down the middle, fold it, bin. You don't have to cut it into shreds. So there, I have used it, and it's quite sturdy and firm enough. It's not. I didn't feel wanting cutting up a cardboard box with it. But it's actually great. The little blade I've been using for unboxings, because it's dinky and you're pulling towards you sometimes. You don't want a full-size blade. It's nice with just a little one to poke in there. I love this little secretary. I have quite a few now. Quite a few little pen knives, and I'm really pleased to have them in the collection. But yeah, this is what I'm going to recommend to people that buy somebody something like this, or a wee secretary that have never had a knife. So because it's such a good knife, it's a very thin behind the edge knife. So even when it's not quite as sharp, it'll still cut things. Do you know what I mean? It really is just a lovely little knife. I have to say, really, really enjoying it. Oh, there's a bit of gunk on it there. So really lovely knife. I'm going to recommend this. Instead of a Rat 2 or a Rat 1 or all these other knives, start with this, learn how to sharpen this, and then move on somewhere else. And it's slim, it's not heavy. Somebody who's just getting into knives, having something like this they're more likely to carry it. It's lightweight, it's thin, they can throw it in their pocket and get used to it. A youngster, a young teenager, what a great little knife to give them. It's great. It's a little pen knife. It's never going to be a tool for a weapon. Great knife to get somebody started and teach them how to sharpen. Get the little Victorinox sharpener. I don't know what they are. The wee pen stick ones are about 11 quid or something. Teach him how to sharpen it on that, because that'll get it sharp enough for anything he'll ever want to do. He'll not be splitting hers in his arms. I'm sure of that. So there we go. Is that a wee rant there? I've not a wee rant for a while. Well, I can't even remember the last time I had a rant, a good one, but there we go. So that's what I'm going to recommend from now on to people. For a first person's a knife, for somebody who's just come around, especially a woman, that's a beautiful little knife. Go in the bag, and there's smaller or there's bigger depending on the person you're going with. Give them an option, and that's what I want, to have an option in my channel where I can pick, here's a knife for such and such, here's a knife for urban EDC, here's a knife for whatever, camping or whatever. So I want to have a choice of knives that I can put up for people to see who maybe haven't used them like I hadn't, who hadn't fallen in love with them like I hadn't. Right, so I'm going to open these. I genuinely can't remember what these are. It comes in it's a little slide out box. Oh, it's not a classic. There's something different about this, isn't there? Because I wouldn't have just ordered a wee classic. Oh, sorry, I'm not showing you. It comes in a plastic pouch. Let me just get this underneath here. That's well and truly in it. There we go. See, uses all the time. Hard use Paddy, they call me. Hard use Paddy. Now, there it comes in that wee box. It's a plastic bottom to it. So let's get that over there out of the way. This is what I got. And I can't remember, does it say on this what it is? An Escort. So an Escort is just a slimmed down version of the Classic. And all you get on it is one little pen blade and your little screwdriver and file. Lovely little knife. That's all there is in it. There's no scissors. I very rarely use the scissors, although now that I've got more and more of these, and they're there, if I have it in the tool that I would use it, you know what I mean? It's like everything else, the more you carry it. But I just wanted to have a wee selection of different ones so that people could see. That is so slim compared to even, look at that. I mean, that'll go in your fifth pocket. Your nails will be perfect the rest of your life, and you'll be able to cut the wrappings off your bitty sweeties. Lovely little knife, really nice. A nice one of the collection. I've got a lot. I can't wait to show you. I'm so excited. I've got quite a few little small ones, and ones that I bought off Etsy and got off Etsy, like these. What's this? I think I know what this is. I think this is the Mini Champ, and I'm champing at the bit to get at this. Really looking forward to it. Mini Champ. Let me just see. There you go. You get all about the Mini Champ. Tells you all about the Mini Champ, and then it gives you, let me just see, it gives you all the, let me see, there we go. There's a little list of everything you get on a Mini Champ. Isn't that just fantastic? What's that? 16 tools on a little knife that is titchy. So let me just fold this up, set this over to the side. There's the Mini Champ is here. Oh, what is that? Why is the toothpick out of it? I don't. Oh, you get that. The Mini Champ has a little pen. Hey! And what you do, apparently, again, this is the things that you learn all the time. Where is it? There's a little, see the little, let me just show you, posi drive screwdriver and bottle opener. If you lift that up, then it fits in your hand when you're writing. So you're not, you see the way the knife's down there? Isn't that just clever? Somebody had told me that in the comments one time. I thought, brilliant. So there we go. I've got a pen. Does the pen right? Yep, Right's lovely. I probably took that off to the side. There we go. Isn't that great? And in the rest of the mini champ, let's see what we get. We get a little pen blade. We get, I showed you that. We also get a pair of scissors. That's on that side. On the other side here, we get, it's like a little, I don't know, like a little spatula. Oh, a cuticle pushbacker, is it? Aye, that's maybe what it is, to get my cuticles all nice. Oh, I'll be using that regular. And in here, what have we got? It is dinky. Sorry, I'm doing this out of... It is so dinky. That is just a little flathead screwdriver. This is... Oh, it's a little Wharncliffe knife, is it? It is indeed, yeah. It'll look like a nice wee... That's lovely, a little Wharncliffe. Handy for detailed work, as we always say. This is your package opener. Isn't that right? Yeah, that's your wee package opener. It's got a... You can see the sharpened edge there. Fantastic. And the little... You could use this for a posi drive, but it's a wee nail file. So isn't that just smashing in that wee package? And you also get your tweezers, but you don't get the, well, they give you this. It's a nice to have a spare one, just in case you ever need one. But that's a lovely little tool. This is going to be for my keyring. I was going to put my brass one on. I thought, no, I love that brass one so much, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to put this one on my keyring, and what an excellent thing to have. Look at how many things that covers on a keyring. I just love it. And it's small. It's a bit thick, but look, it's tiny. I mean, there's my little finger. You know, it doesn't even come anywhere near that size of my little finger. Lovely little knife. Two small little beauties for the collection. So I'll put this away now. I hope that didn't bore you. I really looked forward to seeing that. I couldn't remember what the first one was, so that's nice. So, where are we now? What else have I got? I got a little flashlight. This is a wee rechargeable one. And look, I'd love to give you the makeup. I got this on Amazon, and it's the S11. There we go. Could you see that? There we go. All I went into Amazon was I wanted a little small rechargeable, so I typed in small LED rechargeable flashlight, and this is one of the first ones that came up. And it reminds me of a much dearer one out there, but it's got so many things on it. So this is the bit that I really like. You've got momentary. It'll just come on. There you go. And you pull your finger and it goes off. Nothing else. That's what I will use 99% of the time. But if you want it to come on properly, you just... So there it's on, and it's on very dim. There we are, you can see down there, it's very dim. Great for reading at night time, or, you know, looking at a map in the car. Great. So you push it and it just goes. That was low. This is medium and high. Look at the light on that little knife. And then you go off, and then if you click it 3 times, 1, 2, 3. Oh, what do I see? I can't remember. Oh, hold it down. That's what it is. I've lost the plot with it. Anyway, I'll what was it? Was it 1, 2, 3? 1, 2, 3. Yes, that's it. 1, 2, 3. I just hadn't clicked it right. Isn't that a great little side light that you can, because it's a round bevel, you can just set that up somewhere and it sits lovely. Really good. But this is, look, what do you see this? Oh, what am I doing, Stevie? Is anybody else as bad with lights as me? There we go. Right. 1. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, Stevie, you're so bad. Oh, anyway, it's got a UV light and all on it. I'm just really crap at lights. Sorry about that. But it was £13, and I thought, lovely, I'm going to change that and put that on my... Because it's rechargeable, I'll just put a nice new one just for an update on my keys. I really am crap at reviewing, I'm telling you. You'd think you would get better after all this time. Another knife we've got coming. This is from Twisted Assisted, which is a UK company. I just think that's a smashing name. And what they do is they find companies throughout the world that make higher end knives that are in higher end materials and very expensive and usually not UK friendly. So they got in contact with Bestech, who make the Junzi, which is a high end. It was in titanium S35 VN, where this is in D2 and G10. So the titanium one, I think it was near £200, £170 or something, brand new, really expensive and out of most people's reach. This is in the 60 odd pound, early 60s, I think. I'll do a full review on it. But I bought this at cost price. They let me buy this at cost price so I could do a review. Obviously, my review will not be reflected in anything because I paid money for it. But so far, you know, the Who knives, each one was fantastic. And so is this. This is really comfortable in the hand. You have a forward choil where you can get a full 4-finger grip and you can close one-handed. And with the thumb stud, you can open one-handed. Lovely deep carry clip, recessed screws. Really comfortable. Don't feel it when you're holding it. Or I don't anyway. Absolutely perfect. They open one-handed. I can't flick it. I've seen there's videos on there, maybe where they loosen the powder. So I can't flick it. It's not, but I'm an old fart, so that's nothing unusual. But there'll be a review coming of that. But so far, absolutely. And I want to know, the edge it came with was brilliant. And I really love it when a knife comes with an edge. I'm really going through just some of the things that I've got here. This isn't a Sunday chat, but if there's anything you want to ask questions on, please do. But there'll be reviews on most of what you're seeing here. I just want to plug a few people today. 1095 Supply on Instagram. Go and see them. He makes, this is a lovely, it's nearly like a suede leather. The stitching on this is just phenomenal. Beautiful soft leather. And I bought that to carry my new GEC. I love this little blue knife. So I actually got myself a new space pen, and just that it matches all once. Oh, sorry, I've been putting it in the other way rather than this. It seems to be the best way of getting it out. But what a lovely little carry. Takes up no room. Pen and that. I always have a flashlight will hang up in my other pocket. This will go in my front pocket because this does me for anything. And what I will normally maybe have is this thrown in beside it. And this will do me for most of my cutting. And I'll keep this if I actually really need a bigger blade. Although that's not a big blade, but it's a boy's knife. It's big enough for me. So that's really lovely. So that's 1095 Supply over on Instagram. Go and see them. Another boy that I want to give a wee bit of a shout out is the boy on Etsy who I buy a lot of my stuff off. And he is called Vintage Tool Goods. All one word, Vintage Tool Goods. I'll put it down below. I'll put 1095 down below. So he's on Etsy. Just go on to Etsy, type in Vintage Tool Goods, and he'll come up on there. He hasn't got a whole lot in at the minute because I bought quite a few of the ones that he had in. But he gets his knives, a lot of knives from America. And the thing that he does if the knife's good, he tells you it's good and it's sharp. But if it's an older knife, and he'll sell it to you at the price, just comes as you see it. Or he does cleaning. He'll clean the whole knife up for you. He'll put an edge on it. He's a sharpener. He will take orders if you want knives sharpened. Just hit him up on Etsy and see him. I have another Facebook place for him, but we're waiting. He has a whole batch of knives coming from America, and they're stuck in the post somewhere. So I'll do a full review on him when that knife's just about to land, so that you'll be the first to get to see his knives. And that's a big plus on Etsy or eBay. The first people that see something usually buy it. But he has some on there now. You can go over and see him and ask him for prices. He does have quite a few Victorinox. They mightn't be up on the site, but if you ask him, have you got? He'll answer you back. Really nice fella, honestly. Daniel, he's called. So that's in, what did I say that was called again? I keep forgetting. It's Vintage Tool Goods over on Etsy. He got me this. This is lovely. I've been looking for the older American knives. This is an old Remington made by Camillus. And I see these all the time on the channels in the States. And this, I don't know what age this is. I'm going to show you. Maybe somebody would know. I'm sure he told me, what's that say? That's just the Remington sign, made in the USA, either side of it. And it's a 9504. So I don't know whether the '04 is the year it was made, but it's a little jackknife. It's a serpentine jackknife with a lovely little pen blade as well. Listen to that snap. Love it. Love it when a knife comes like that. Saw cut bone, green for old paddy. Really, really, it's probably Derrylin in it. Yeah, it's probably Derrylin. But it's gorgeous. I just love it. And I got that from him at such reasonable prices. He really is. You know, he doesn't give them away, but he gives them away at blooming good prices. And then he sent me this, which is over the moon. I collect wee pen. This is a Victorinox. But again, I would know it's Valhalla. What's that say? Yamaha or Valhalla. Oh, it's terrible, just echoes. Yamaha organs on there. It's just a bit of advertising, but it is a little single-bladed. Well, it's not single-bladed, it's a penknife. See, I haven't even bloody checked. It's another little penknife, exactly the same as the one in front. Same size as the one in front, only this is a little thin. Look how thin that is. I mean, you just don't see these. This is thin enough, but look at that compared to that. It's great. I'm really enjoying it because, look, this little penknife will do me most of my day. That's sad to say. I just love knives. I like collecting other knives. I don't use a whole lot now, but I love collecting them and getting some of the older ones. I don't know. I should have got that up because my wee mate, who got me into this blooming habit. Let's see if I can get this up there. It says, I have no blooming idea. It says, I don't know whether you can see that or not. What's it say? Victorinox, Switzerland, Ross Fry, I think. It's the 4 lines, and that's all it says on it. So, if anybody out there knows sort of what age is, it's probably, I would say 60s, 70s. Don't know, maybe even 80s. Not sure. But Yamaha has a pretty famous organ company. This beast has kept me amused for so long since I had it. There's honestly everything on it. I can't wait to do the review. And if you haven't seen one of these, please come back for the review. There's so many tools on this. I think it's 33 or something tools on it. And nearly every one of them has a purpose. Well, they all have a purpose, but some are just really handy. I just can't get over how good. This is to sit down. I'm just going to sit this down by the side of my chair because it covers everything. Would I carry this about? No, I think it's too heavy. But you could put it in the sheath and you wouldn't notice it. It's about as heavy as a buck 110. I would say it's 6 ounces anyway. You know, it's a fair weight of a knife. Maybe it's not, but it's bulky. But you can still even use the screwdrivers. You know, my hand isn't stretched to use it. Just wouldn't be the most comfortable. I have ordered another one that'll be much more comfortable, and it gives me more tools, or it gives me a lot of the same tools. But the biggest one on this that I've already used, I don't know, 3 times or something. Look at that, an inline Phillips. Why? You see, I'm into Victorinox now because they're going to have to change up. Why can't they put this on a 2, you know, on just a 2 spring knife and have this on it on one side? It's absolutely fast. And look, you've seen how bad my eyesight was to look at little things. This is fantastic. So having this and this on the same spring with a knife and a bottle opener or something like that, what a fantastic 2-layer Victorinox that would be. In fact, I'm going to have to ask my little friend that I met who's a Victorinox if he could maybe make me one of those, because that would be the perfect knife. Anyway, we'll show that when it comes. A lot of them to see. I have a lot of them to show you. I hope you don't mind. A lot of them are going to be Victorinox, but once I've done them, they're done, and they'll only be brought in and out. I've got more knives sitting over here to show you and do reviews on. This, I'm going to probably bump this one up because I want to give this a hit. Twisted assisted. Absolutely fine. And you can buy different scales for them at a really reasonable price, which is something, again, it's not something we get over here. Every time they get scales over here, they add money onto them. This is here in the UK. Well, they get it from Best Tech from China, but they're doing them at reasonable prices, and I think they've even got titanium ones coming. So I'll probably do that review tomorrow, to be honest. I'll do a quick review on it and then do a follow-up review after I've used it for a longer period of time. But I think there's titanium scales for it, and it just lifts it. And the D2, look, I'm sorry, D2 is as good as any steel. The heat treat on Best Tech's usually pretty good. Wouldn't have to worry about it whatsoever. It'll do me a day. But this is, and it's not a light knife. It's small, but it's not light. It is weight. It feels like you've got something sturdy in your hand, which if you want a knife that's going to do a bit of work, having it feel like that in the hand really does make a difference. You have no compromise. And because of the forward choil, you can never cut yourself. You just can't. It's actually a strong backspring in this wee knife. Well, stronger than a lot of the ones, but lovely. I really do like it. And the clip is fantastic. There you go. That's a wee Sunday rabble. Rabble? Oh, for goodness sake, give me peace. That's a wee Sunday ramble through Paddy's head. How scared are you now? You don't have to live inside here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll get a wee review out to a couple of these things this week as soon as I possibly can. But I'm excited to show you just how many of these little buggers I bought. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Have a great week. Bye-bye now.